The Royal Wife, Part 1. A story told by Tessyinspire FolkTales. I always tell people that some secrets in this life can make your chest tight if you hear them. But the one I am about to share, the one I saw with my own two eyes, it still shakes my heart anytime I remember. Let me start with the truth that kept me awake for many nights. I watched a royal wife bury a living person, and I kept quiet for years. That is the part that still holds my throat. People think the palace is a place of peace, riches, comfort, long life. But the day I entered that palace as a worker, I learned that human beings, whether rich or poor, can hide darkness inside their chest. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that I was there. This happened many years ago in a quiet Igbo village called Oberiko, a place where the people respected tradition more than their own heartbeat. The king's word was final. The king's wife was feared. And anybody who walked inside the palace walked with their eyes down, because one small mistake could end your journey on this earth. I was only 19 when I got the job. My mother pushed me to go. She said, "My son, palace work is blessing. Keep your head low. Do your job. Don't gossip." I agreed. I thought palace work would bring money, respect, even chances to travel for festivals. I did not know I was walking into a story that would stay in my heart forever. The king at that time, Ismajuabuchi, was a calm man. He hardly talked. He loved music, palm wine, and sitting under the big Eudora tree behind the palace. But his wife, her name was Lolo Obianuju, and she carried trouble in her eyes. She was beautiful, yes, the type of beauty that makes people respect without thinking. But there was something cold about her. Something sharp. Something you feel even when she has not opened her mouth. Two things made her feared. She couldn't give the king a child. She had a temper that could make thunder ashamed. Because of her childlessness, the elders whispered that another woman might be chosen to give the king an heir, according to tradition. And that whisper alone was enough to shake the whole kingdom. Because Lolo Obianuju was not the type of woman that accepts things quietly. I worked mostly in the palace backyard, where we cleaned, carried water, washed clothes, and prepared the rooms for the king's guards. My job was small, but it placed me close enough to see things I wasn't supposed to see. The story truly started the day a young woman entered the palace gates crying, holding a baby that still smelled like new life. Her name was Chisholm, a gentle girl from a distant village, someone I knew only by sight. She said the king was the father of her child. When her voice echoed near the gate, the guards laughed at first. But the baby had the king's eyes. Even I saw it immediately. The news entered the palace like fire. Some of the king's relatives rejoiced secretly. Some guards murmured, "At last." The elders started arranging meetings. But one person did not celebrate. Lolo Obianuju. The day she heard it, I was sweeping the back corridor near her room. She came out slowly, and for the first time since I started working there, I saw fear in her eyes. Deep, burning fear. Not jealousy. Not anger. Fear. She asked the chief maid, "Is it true? The baby looks like him." The maid kept quiet. Lolo Obianuju's hand began to shake. I don't know why, but a part of me pitied her at that moment. A woman who wanted to be a mother but couldn't, that kind of pain can bend someone's spirit. But pity cannot erase evil. That same night, while people slept, Lolo Obianuju sent for me and two other workers. She said we should carry a basket of cloths to the small hut behind the palace fence, a place nobody used anymore. We followed her. Inside the hut, sitting on the floor, was Chisholm, the young girl with the baby. Her eyes were red from crying. When she saw us, she tried to stand, but fear weakened her legs. Lolo Obianuju spoke softly, "My daughter, I just want to talk." The softness in her voice scared me more than shouting would have. The baby cried. Chisholm held him tight. Then something strange happened. Lolo Obianuju touched the baby's cheek. She smiled. A slow, gentle smile that made my stomach twist. "You gave the king what I could not give him," she said. "So you want to replace me, N?" Chisholm cried louder. No, Lolo. I didn't come to replace you. I just want him to accept his child. That moment is still clear in my mind, the quiet, the crying, the heavy smell of fear. Then Lolo Obianuju's voice changed. It became sharp like broken bottle. If you want him to accept the child, she said, you must not be alive. My heart jumped. I felt sweat running down my back. Chisom dropped to her knees, begging, shaking, crying, holding her baby like a shield. Lolo, please, please. I beg you in the name of God. But Lolo Obianuju had already removed her wrapper and tied it around her waist like someone ready for war. She turned to us, the workers. We were only boys. Fear held our legs. You people would dig, she told us. If you speak to anyone, you will join her in the ground. The hut was in a lonely corner. Nobody passed there at night. The moon was hiding behind thick clouds. We followed her outside. She handed us old rusted shovels. I still remember how heavy the soil felt. How my hands shook. How my breath kept breaking. We dug. And dug. And dug. Not because we were wicked, but because fear can control a person more than hunger. When the hole became deep enough, Lolo Obianuju nodded. She returned to the hut. We heard Chisom screaming, somebody help me. Please. But nobody was near. Nobody came. When Lolo came out, she carried something in her wrapper. Something small. My chest squeezed tight. It was the baby. Sleeping. Or maybe drugged. I honestly don't know. Chisom was behind her, held by the chief maid, both crying. No mother should bury her child, Lolo Obianuju said. So I will do it for you. She stepped near the hole. My whole body froze. I said inside my chest, God, please do something. But nothing happened. Not the wind. Not the moon. Not the earth. Everything stayed quiet. Then, a voice shouted behind us. Stop. We turned. It was the king. But it was too late. Lolo Obianuju dropped the baby into the hole. Chisom screamed a sound that I pray nobody will ever hear in this life. A sound that didn't come from her throat, it came from her soul. The king ran forward, pushing Lolo aside. He jumped into the hole, lifted the baby, and pressed him to his chest. The baby didn't move. The king shook him gently. Still no movement. He looked up, eyes wide, mouth shaking. Somebody bring lantern. Quick. We brought it. The moment the light touched the baby's face, the king broke. He held the baby to his chest and cried like a child. Chisom fainted. Lolo Obianuju didn't cry. She didn't shout. She didn't apologize. She just stood there calmly, as if she was thinking about something far away. Then she said one thing that made my body go cold. I warned you all. If I cannot be mother of this kingdom, nobody else will. The king stood over the hole, shaking. Then he said quietly, guards, take her. But the guards didn't move. Everybody was afraid. Arresting a royal wife. Who would try it? The king shouted again, voice cracking, take her. Still, the guards hesitated. The fear in the palace that night. I have never felt anything like it since then. That was the night I learned something very important. Sometimes, evil wears a crown. To be continued, part 2. Thank you for watching, my friends. Every story we share carries a piece of who we are. If this one touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Tessyinspire FolkTales. Because here, our stories live forever.